Hello everyone, I am Gyan and you are learning Computer Science with Python for class 11th. In this video, we are going to learn about blockchain technology. The blockchain technology. The blockchain technology. Before we learn about the blockchain technology, let's see a situation. You have a bank and in this bank, there is a joint account for three friends. Friend X, Y and Z. So these three friends have their joint accounts in this bank. So these three friends have their joint account in this bank. Now the bank maintain the ledger of all their transactions. They have their joint account in this bank and the bank maintains the ledger of the various transactions performed by these three people. What can happen here is that the person Y may deal with the bank to show some transaction in the favor of him so that the person Y can cheat the person X and the person Z. This is called the decentralized form of ledger maintenance. Okay, if you don't know what the ledger is, ledger means a database which stores all the transaction. That is called the ledger. Okay, so the bank stores all the ledgers, means all the transactions done by these three people on their joint account, but the bank can deal with the person Y to cheat other two. This is one problem with the centralized server of ledger maintenance. There is another way in which you do not need any centralized server to maintain your transaction details, to maintain your ledger. And that technology is called the blockchain technology. Now the question is how the blockchain technology removes the need for the bank or need for any centralized database maintenance. How the blockchain technology removes the need for any centralized transaction maintenance system. Now let's see how the blockchain technology works. Here again you have three person X, person Y and person Z. Now these three people don't have their joint account. Okay, they are maintaining the various transactions between them by themselves. Okay, so they don't have any joint account in any bank. They are just maintaining their transaction by themselves. But how they are achieving the trust? To achieve the trust, what they are doing is whenever a transaction happens, suppose that the person Y has brought some money from the person X, then a block will be created. Something will be created which is called block. And this block will have all the details of the transaction. Okay, maybe the person X and Y don't want the person Z to see the actual transaction. Okay, the block will have all the details of the transaction. So this block will be shared with X and Z both. Okay, this block will be shared with X and Z both. Even Z is not involved in that transaction between X and Y, then also the block created because of the transaction, that block will be shared with Z also. Okay, now since the block is getting shared with the Z, the person X and Y don't want the person Z to see the content of the block. Therefore, that block will be encrypted. The details of transactions will be encrypted, and that encrypted transaction details will be shared with X and Z. So what I'm doing here, I am writing them point by point. The first point is person Y got some money from person X. Okay, got money. A block has been created. A block has been created which stores the transaction details between X and Y. the created block the created block will be shared with the whole group. Okay, means the created block will go to the person Z also. The fourth one is the transaction detail in the block will be encrypted. The transaction detail in the block will be encrypted. Getting it? The transaction details in the block will be encrypted. Encrypted means only genuine person can see the transaction details. Means if the transaction is between X and Y, then only X and Y can see the transaction details. Even the block is going to the person Z, the person Z cannot see the transaction details. So this is the meaning of encryption. Now, you have the point 5. Something will be added to the block apart from the transaction details. Apart from the transaction details, something will be added to the block that is called the hash. Okay, so you have the transaction details here, encrypted transaction details. I am showing just one block here, and this block has been shared with everyone. So encrypted transaction details is present here. I have denoted it by using the characters ET and D, encrypted transaction details. Now there will be something more in this block that is called the hash of this transaction. Now what do you mean by hash? You can pass any content to an algorithm called hash algorithm, and that hash algorithm creates a fixed length content as the output, either 256 bits or 128 bits, etc., depending on what the hash algorithm is. Idea is that for one content only one hashing exists. You cannot have more than one hashed values for a single content. And second thing is that from the hash value, you cannot find the content. That means the hashing is the one-way function. You can create a hash value, a unique hash value out of this content, but using that hash value, you cannot regain the content. That is called the hashing. Okay. So the hash of this transaction is also present in this block. So let me correct the blocks which got shared with these three gentlemen, X, Y, and Z. So the same block having the transaction details between X and Y and hash of their transaction details has been shared with all the people in the group. Now, after this transaction, one more transaction happened, and that transaction was between Y and Z. Because of that transaction, a new block will be created. So this is the second block of this group. Okay, because of this transaction, a new block will be created. Suppose that the earlier transaction was ETD1, means encrypted transaction detail 1, and the newer one is ETD2, means encrypted transaction details 2. This ETD will have its own hash, but the block of this second transaction detail will also contain hash of the previous transaction detail. Hopefully you are getting it. Okay, suppose that the hash of the ETD2 is the hash 2 and hash of the ETD1 is hash 1. So the idea is that the hash of the previous transaction will be stored in the block of the new transaction. Okay, and again this block also will be shared with Y and will be shared with Z. So all X, Y, and Z are having two blocks now. One block is for ETD1 and second block is for ETD2 having hash 2. But at the same time, in the block of the second transaction, the hash of the first transaction is also present. So you can say that the block of the first transaction is pointing to the block of the second transaction. And these two blocks are contained by all X, Y, and Z. Idea of the blockchain is you cannot remove the earlier created blocks. Means whatever the transactions happened, the block for all of them are present in this group, and you cannot delete the earlier block. Suppose that between these three gentlemen, three transactions have been happened. Okay, one more transaction is happening between these three gentlemen is we choose to call it as encrypted transaction detail 3. Encrypted transaction detail means ETD 3, and the hash for this transaction is 3. But this block created because of the third transaction will contain the hash of the previous block. That means it will contain the hash 2. Okay, the hash of this block. Now these three blocks will be shared between all the people of this group. So in the future, if more transaction happens, more blocks will be created, and every block will be connected to the previous block. That creates a chain of the block. That's why this technology is called the blockchain technology. Now suppose that the person Y is an unethical person. He wants to make some illegal change in the transaction. So he wants to make the change in the ETD1. If he changes something in ETD1, then the hash of that transaction will also be changed, because what I told you that there exists only one hash for one content. Okay, if there is change in that content, then there will be change in the hash. So changing the transaction detail of any block will change its hash. Okay, so first the hash of the first block will be changed, but that hash is also present in the second block. And in the second block, since hash of the first block has been changed, therefore the hash of the second block will also be changed, because this hash in the second block was created by using the second transaction detail and the hash of the previous block. Both together was used to create the content of hash 2. So if there is change in hash 1 or there is change in transaction detail 2, in both the cases the hash 2 will be changed. And since hash 2 is changing, therefore the hash 3 will also be changed. So changing in just one block will change in all the blocks. Suppose that 1 million transactions have been happened, then also changing in just one block will change all the blocks. Therefore, if this cheater person Y want to change something which should not affect the other blocks, then he will have to change in every block. Like whatever the hash 1 created here, he will have to update that hash 1 here. Then after updating this hash 1, whatever the hash 2 was created here, he will have to update the hash 2 in the block 3. That means whatever the hash 1 was present in the block 1 have to be updated in the block 2. And whatever the hash 2 has changed because of this unethical change, that should be updated in the block 3. And this chain will go on for all the blocks. So you know that the person Y had all the blocks, and suppose that somehow the person Y managed to change all the hashes and make their block relation as very perfect. But these three blocks are not only at Y's pocket. These three blocks are also present at X and at Z. So person Y may change his set of blocks, but he cannot change X or Y's set of blocks. That's why no one in this group can make a foul play. Okay. Therefore, the blockchain is considered to be very secured. So we were here. The transaction details in the block will be encrypted. Okay. Hash of transaction details, I'm writing here TD. TD means transaction details, will be created, will be added to the block, and the sixth point is the hash of previous block. The hash of previous block will also be added to the current block. To the current block. Okay. Hopefully you are getting my points. So these are the 6 steps of using blockchain technology. So here the transaction details are not centralized, but the transaction details are present with everyone. Now let's see blockchain technology key terms. Blockchain technology key terms means what are the various famous terms while using the blockchain technology. The first term is the blockchain technology itself. Blockchain technology. So, formally speaking, just listen to me carefully. A blockchain technology is a decentralized, means there is no specific center of command like bank. Okay, that's why the blockchain technology is decentralized. So the blockchain technology is decentralized, digitized public ledger of each of the online transaction occurring among network of peers. Peers means among the people at the same level. There is no special authority. Okay, if you talk about the relationship between bank and a person, then bank is somewhat higher authority than the person. Bank and person are not peers. Okay, but two normal people are peers of each other. So you have various people at the same level, means they are peers. Okay, and this is called peer-to-peer networking. Okay, so networking between people of same level, and the transaction happens and the database are maintained among these peers. Okay, so this is called the blockchain technology. Hopefully you are getting the sense, because we already have seen the appropriate example. Second thing is block. Okay, block is a data chunk, okay, that stores the encrypted details of transaction. Not only transaction, a valid transaction. Here one block is created for one transaction, and as you know, this block also contains the hashing of the transaction. Okay, so this block has actually two parts. A block has two parts. A block has two parts. The first part is a header. In the header, you have public data for all. Okay, a data which should be visible to all X, Y, and Z, all the people in the group. Okay, can you tell me what data should be visible to all the people in the group? That is the hashes. The hashes should be visible to all the people in the group. Okay, that hashes remains in the header. A header which is public to all. And what the header contains? The header contains the hashes. The header contains the hashes. The second part of the block is called private details of transaction. Okay, that means the encrypted details of the transaction, as we have seen. So there are two parts of the block. One is the header, which contains all the hashes. Hashes are publicly visible to everyone in the group, and other part is the private details of transaction. I think you know all these things. Okay, because of these hashes, the blocks are connected in a chronological order to form a blockchain. Okay, because as you know, the hash of this one is present in the second, the hash of this one is present in the third, the hash of this one is present in the fourth. This is a chain of the block, that's why this is called the blockchain. Okay, so the next term we use in the blockchain technology is called the blockchain. The blockchain, the group of linked blocks are called blockchain. The group of linked blocks are called blockchain, which are related to each other, which are related to each other in linear chronological order. Linear chronological order. If you look carefully, a blockchain means a chain of the block stores all the transaction from the very beginning to the current point of time. Okay, so blockchain stores all the transactions in the chronological order. There is other term called mining. Mining means adding a block to the existing blockchain. Suppose that you want to add a new block to this blockchain. See, the process of getting confirmation about a transaction and adding it to a block and finally adding the block to the blockchain is called mining. Okay, so what is mining? First, getting confirmation about the transaction, then adding that transaction into the block, adding all the hashes to the block, and add this newly created block to the blockchain. All these processes together is called the blockchain mining. Hopefully you are getting my points. Now the last thing, the last terminology you have in blockchain technology is peer-to-peer network. Peer-to-peer network, also called P2P network. As I told you, we have here peer-to-peer network. Okay, here no one is higher authority than others. If you talk about the bank, the banks are higher authority than the normal people. But here all the persons are having the same authority. No one is higher. That's why we have peer-to-peer networking between different people. So these are the main key terms of blockchain technology. See, to add a block to the blockchain, you always need a proper validation. Without validation, you cannot add a block to a blockchain. So the transactions need to be verified, and that verified transaction need to be added to a block, and that block need to be added to the blockchain. Okay, I told that this process is called mining, and validating a transaction is called the process of validation. Right now in the class 11th, you do not need to know about the process of validation, that how a group of people validate a transaction. So this is out of scope of this book, okay, out of scope of the class 11 syllabus. But you just assume that somehow a network of peers, that means a network of people at the same level, validates a transaction to be added to a blockchain. Now let's see what are the various steps in blockchain technology. Steps in blockchain technology. The step number one, someone requests a transaction. Someone requests a transaction. That transaction will be broadcast into the peer-to-peer network. The requested transaction is broadcast to peer-to-peer network. What I'm saying here is that if you have a peer-to-peer network consisted of a group of three people, then this request will be broadcast to all these three people. Means all these three people will know that the person Y is asking for money from the person X. So this request will be broadcasted to all the people in the network. In the technical term, these people in a peer-to-peer network are called nodes. NODES, nodes. So all these three people X, Y, and Z technically called nodes, consisting of computers. Means in the normal life, a peer-to-peer network consists of computers, consisting of computers called nodes. Now the other process is called validation. This network of peers will validate the transaction. How they validate the transaction? What are the algorithms behind this transaction? This is out of a scope of your syllabus. But somehow the validation happens. Okay. Everyone knows that a transaction was requested, and this group validates the transaction somehow. Then create a block from a valid transaction. Create a block from a valid transaction. Create a block from a valid transaction with transaction details and hash values. With transaction details and hashed values. And finally, add add that block to the blockchain. Add that block to the blockchain. So these are the steps of the blockchain technology. The next topic is to list the applications which are using the blockchain technology. A list of applications using blockchain technology. What are the applications using the blockchain technology? The biggest and most famous application using the blockchain technology is called cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency. A very famous example of the cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. The Bitcoin uses the blockchain technology for its implementation. Means when you buy a Bitcoin from someone or when you give your Bitcoin to someone, the records will be shared with all the nodes present in the peer-to-peer network. Every transaction of Bitcoin creates a new block and that block gets added to the previously existing blocks. And that block gets added to a chain of previously created blocks. The other sectors in which the blockchain technology can be used is healthcare, online voting, online voting, banking sector, banking sector, finance, finances, asset management, insurance, claim processing, passports, property registrations, etc. So these are the various applications where blockchain technology can be used, and especially the Bitcoin is using the blockchain for its implementation. Now let's see the benefits of blockchain technology. Benefits of blockchain technology. Benefits of blockchain technology. The first benefit is increased time effectiveness due to real-time transaction. Since the transactions are in the real time, therefore the time effectiveness of this blockchain technology improves. Direct transaction eliminates the overhead of intermediary cost. You don't have to maintain any intermediary like banks, like any intermediate server to take care of your transactions. Okay, the group of peer among themselves maintains all the details of transaction. The blockchain technology is less risky than the centralized server. The blockchain technology reduces the risk related to cyber crimes, frauds, or tampering. The blockchain technology has more transparent processes with a proper record creation and tracking. As you know that the blockchain technology has transparent process of record creation and tracking because all the nodes have all the transaction blocks. That's why all the transactions are actually very transparent. So the blockchain technology is very transparent in the terms of record creation and tracking. The blockchain technology is highly secured due to cryptographic and decentralized blockchain protocols. So these are the benefits of blockchain technology. I have not written them, but hopefully you got all my points. So that's all for this video. Hopefully you understand the blockchain technology